Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mother No Breadcrumb Glitch guide tutorial, whatever. Um, if you've watched the one I put up for the NES version, this run is pretty much identical in almost every way, except there are quite some noticeable differences, but also there's a lot of like Japanese text to deal with if you know you're not Japanese, or you think you can't read it. So I figured I might as well just make a whole entire other guide for this one to help that. Yeah. Anyway, I'm about to get into it, but first I will state this run uses JRTA timing, so that means from powering on to reaching the end of the credits, pretty much. So I'm gonna hold reset here. You'd basically like start your timer as soon as you like a reset. And also due to that, you're gonna want to like put in like pretty much A for every name here. And then right here, you're gonna hit yes and then select the left option. That what I just did there was it was asking what text speed you want, and the left one is fastest, the middle one is the middle ground, I guess, and the right one is really slow. I kind of like that it's put right there instead of like in the menu in the game, which speaking of, it's very different from the prototype, if you're familiar with playing that, or even if you played on GBA, I'm pretty sure the menu is sorted differently, but yeah. Anyway, just gonna walk to the door, because there's a lot of walking in this game. There's no kind of run function whatsoever. And that is part of why this version is slower for this category over the NES version. I can't compare it to GBA because GBA functions entirely different, and yeah, anyway. So if you have decided to run this, then congrats. I kind of forgot what I was going to say. It takes a lot of endurance, patience, and a calculator to run this. Specifically the beginning part here, you need to keep track of how much money you have at the start. Speaking of, to let you know, after you level up once here, you'll have $50. Also, I mashed A and B on this, it goes by super quick. Let's see, the very last two stats, okay. We just got HP up, we didn't get a, we didn't get our Psi up, sadly, which would have been really nice at the start. Yeah, now we're gonna get 5 of these orange juices. On the prototype, we get 4, and the reason we get an extra one here is because of the lack of bread in the basement, not taking up any inventory space. But yeah, this run is majorly the same if you've watched that one. There's a few reasons to want to run this though, I guess, and that's just, I don't know, if you want to time on this board or whatever. Anyway, the very bottom one in the menu is the very bottom one is your items. The second one is check, and the top one is talk. It's kind of obvious what the one that's not those is, but anyway, so if you're a beginner, I would recommend I'd recommend grinding on 7 rats in the basement there. It's a little slower, but it's a lot safer because coming out here at level 2 is pretty dangerous. Speaking of, for the sake of helping get through this, I'm using save states on my EverDrive so that we can, I can like break things down and like, you know, I don't have to worry about, oh no, the run's dead, guys, I can't teach you anymore, I'm sorry. But anyway, coming out here now, generally risky, but anyway, we gotta make that money, and that's the reason why we come out here as early as we do, because you'll make far more money getting the level 3 than you would off the rats, even though you'll be safer by the time you get out here at level 3. It's just worth it if you're trying to go fast, but if you're not, like, I mean, obviously as a beginner, you don't have to worry that much, so you can just come out here anyway. When you take your time. But anyway, paying attention to what enemies we get, and, like, the money they give. For the centipedes, they give $1. Crows will give $4. Snakes will give $8. Dogs will give 10. Wally, or like the old dude, he'll give, or the farmer can do this guy, he'll give 20. And the hippie will give 35, and so he's the best to encounter. He's just very generous with that. Scary thing about being out here with two is that the hippie and Wally will really beat you up badly. So, yeah. Honestly, it's already not looking very good. Yeah. See, it's a bit rough. That's usually why most of the times, though, if I can help it, I'll mostly fight a hippie at this level, and I will avoid Wally altogether. If I can run from him. Because the hippie, at the least, what he'll usually do is he'll play the bullhorn, or he'll yell at you or whatever, and at best that will raise your offense a lot, which is definitely notable, even at this level of a level. But yeah. The hippie also gives the most experience, by the way. Oops. I already got confused. As I said about, oh great. I'm just gonna run from you. Thanks. As I said about, the amount of money they give, they also give the best amount of experience in that order, too. He is pretty persistent, though. I might encounter him again. Just because he's like that. Oh yeah, never mind. This is somewhat better, I guess. So if you are familiar with playing this in English whatsoever, then hopefully the menus won't be too complicated, because everything is in the same spot. It's just knowing what Sai is what is important, and knowing what few items are what is also important, so we'll be going over that. Hey! Nice to see you. So yeah, I would very much prefer to not encounter him. I mean, on the very rare chance you can take him down at level 2, that's good, should you come out here that early. Once you're level 3 though, if you grind on the rats, you don't gotta worry at all. Let's see. I try to remember what text said it was Nintendo's offense and which text said it was his defense, but I think that was his defense that he got. Let's see. Okay, that's offense right there. Alright, good. If you keep playing, you'll probably start to recognize that, if you can't read this. But yeah. The encounter zone here, if you go too far to the right, you'll see Pippi's mom, and once you do that, no enemies will load, because it's not dangerous anymore. So just try to stay over this way, and you'll just get into fights. And you'll hit level 3 at 30 experience, I believe, so nearly there. And then from there on, it's a lot smoother. And his offense went up, which can be scary. Yeah. So, let's see. I only have 2 orange juices. He is not playing nice, though. I might have to just run from him, honestly. Yeah, that's just why it's risky, and why it's, you know, it's slower but safer on the rats, as I've stated many times. Oh, and hey, look, we got our favorite, smoking crow. I swear, this enemy is very iconic. But he is also punishing. Oh my gosh. Alright, it looks like I can't get a break, and as you can see why, this is a very good reason to not do this starting out. I think he probably stole one of my orange juices. In fact, I think he just did it right there. I can't avoid that, I guess, now. Yeah, I'm just screwed over from the start. So, at your own risk. Hopefully I'll get through this soon. Sorry about how bad I'm doing this right now. Yeah, I'm probably gonna die. Luckily though, in the glitched categories, you don't have to grind here. Instead, you grind somewhere much more dangerous, but I'll get to that later on today. Anyway, yeah. Realistically, if you're ever grinding outside and your health is low and you have no resources to heal on, go talk to your mother. Talk to her, heal, because you'll have to do that anyway should you die to get your Sai back. So it just saves you a whole other like sequence of time loss than just going to her normally. Now come on, I only need 3 points for this. Now, great. Alright, I'm gonna pray this works. So, this version loses time over the prototypes glitchless because of, mostly, even though the text speed is faster, of course, only being able to walk everywhere definitely limits a lot. It makes the grind slower, and I mean, obviously it makes the general movement slower, so you kind of have to rely on teleporting a lot more on this version. Anyways, there we go. If you're lucky, you will get... Yeah, you'll get life up now and not later, which will definitely make everything much smoother, even though, well, I don't have that much more experience. I mean, not much more, slide points to work with, but it would have been nice to have more. So anyways, yeah, this should just go on a lot better. Wait, did I equip the bat from the start? Might be dumb. I'm pretty sure I did. I should have. I definitely did. Yeah, never mind. I don't know why I thought I didn't. Getting really confused here. But, yeah. So anyway, when you reach a level to learn a Sai, like, ability, you'll have like a 1 1/3 chance or so of learning it, and because of that, there could be a chance of like reaching that level and not getting it either till like near the end or until you hit the next level. And if you have to, if you learn a Sai on that level as well, there's a chance you might learn that one before the previous one, which gets a little messy. That can be a little unfortunate, but still, it's not always the worst thing. It doesn't always happen anyway. At least not in these categories. In the glitch categories, it's way more common. Way more problematic. So yeah, we're just gonna keep doing this. I don't believe I stated it. I thought I did. I might have, but I'll say it again. we need to reach $530. And ideally we need to also be level 5, which usually when you get that much money, you're there anyway. But yeah, honestly, I've had pretty good luck with getting hippies and wallies and whatnot. So since I am playing on this version, I will say, at least if it is correct from what I've read, something funny about the names of these enemies. The hippie is named Young Man, and then the Wally is named like Middle-Aged Man or something like that, and I find that to be a little funny. Like, it's mostly just the Young Man, like, okay. But whatever, if that is true. I think the naming might also be the same in, like, Mother 2, so, like, for Earthbound or whatever. But yeah, so I didn't heal before I got into battle, which, in almost all cases, that would be a very smart thing to do, because, a lot of battles in this game are dangerous to get into, and you want your health to be... You want to be healed before you go into it. Going into it to heal will be deadly most of the time, even if it is faster to heal in battle because you don't have to go through an extra menu. Though arguably that might also lose time because you wasted a turn not like doing any other kind of command, I guess. I don't know, it's hard to call. Hello. Nice to see you. But yeah, anyway, also knowing when you level up throughout most of the early levels is good, so you hit level 3 with 30 experience, you hit level 4 with like 65 or 66, so right now would be good, and we'll hit 5 at like 125 experience, and I'll talk about the rest of them as we progress on. Well, today is Mother's 30th anniversary. Way back on July 27th, 1989, this wonderful game was released. It was, well, I mean, obviously when it came out, it was the most popular Mother game. When 2 came out in Japan, it was well received, of course. But I don't know how it was then. I know that this sold better than that did when they came out initially, but nowadays I think 2 might even be more popular in Japan, but they really still like won there, I'm sure, because from what I remember, like at least a year or 2 ago on the Japanese Wii U eShop, they have all 3 Mother games on there. And the top 4 games includes Mother 1, 2, and 3. At least it did then. The number 1 game was pretty funny though. It was like a Brain Age game, you know, like that thing from the DS. But I found that interesting. So regardless, I know that all 3 games are still very popular there. I just don't know where Run would rank. But even so, this is my favorite one of the 3. And I figured what would be a better thing to do for this occasion than to make a bunch of speedrunning guides for the different categories that I know. Because not too many people run this game. But I know some fans now and then have been interested in it. It's really rough to get into alone. And I have made like little text guides, but I don't think they're enough for most people. So I figured I'd do this too. But anyway, I'm getting a lot of pros, which is pretty annoying, because they don't give me much experience or money, so not very lucky. Also, I do have to go heal now. I have no other choice. But I am at level 4, so assuming I actually get good encounters, things will go a lot more smoothly, and I'll also have more side points to work with. Though I don't know what my max is, I have not checked yet, but we'll see. Alright, 18. Okay, that's good. But yeah, 30 years ago, right? I mean, obviously, like, I wasn't even alive then to think about it, but it's funny to think that. I mean, now, like, 30 years ago. Like, jeez. My favorite game is, like, 9 years older than me. Alright, there we go. Alright, I have nearly, nearly $400, and so we're making it. Now, if it were some sort of a run function, then, like, we'd be able to get into the battles about twice as fast, since we'd be covering, like, the space, the area overall, like, twice as fast, because it's basically, I'm pretty sure, you'd be covering, like, 2 tiles per every one you'd cover, in this one. But, yeah. Because when I would run this version a lot, especially this category, I would question, why is my time on the other so much faster? I'm playing the route almost exactly the same, like, it's so similar, what's different? And I realized that. I was like, oh, it's because I can't run, like, it's literally it. That is wild. I mean, it's not literally just that, like, there's some other things too I had to consider. Since I ran this last, there are some route changes I made on the other version that I would have to make over here as well to save time, but even so, I think I have a good understanding of those now. I almost put in the wrong amount of money for this enemy. I almost put in 20 and not 10, but we're good. I really wish I had, like, more hippies. That would have been really good. But I've been getting so many crows. It's either literally get a bunch of humans, like Wally or Hippie, or just get a bunch of crows. There's, like, no in between most of the times for me. Okay, finally. Took forever. I'm still missing a decent amount of money though, so I'm gonna end up hitting level 5 before then, which, I mean, that's okay. It just means I'm gonna have more experience by the time I get that money. I guess is good. I don't know. It's hard to call, which is better. I would have preferred the money sooner though, so I could move on, but I don't know. Well, now I have 500. 504 exactly, if I counted right. But I need just a bit under 30. Maybe like 26 or whatever. And level 5. So, alright, good. Alright, good HP increase. I guess the Psi is also good. The Psi seems average. Usually, by the way, before I would hit level 5, I would stay right here on this line, because going to the left is where the encounter zone stops, and, you know, it starts right here. But, it's fine. This is how I keep track. Gonna heal one more time. Okay. Gonna go on. I still need more money, but I'll make it up as I walk on down. Hopefully. So the encounter zone stops here, and it doesn't start until you reach this tree here, so now I'm back in it. But it also stops right here at this... Okay, well, after this. Oh my gosh, it's another crow. I am so close, crow, please stop. If you don't have enough money... Oh my gosh, okay, what is this? This is what I need. Alright, good. Well, now I don't have to worry about stopping at the line to show you, but I don't think I'll show it anyway in case. If you're trying to hurry up, but you didn't have enough money, this line right here is the last line where you're in the zone, and then now you're not, so, I guess, yeah. Continue on down like this. I take this path all the time. I think it's the fastest path. Oh, what? Okay then. Oops, that was my bad. Could possibly be wrong, but I don't think so. So, anyway. This one's the cash card, by the way. It's the top left. If you know the inventory order from the way it usually is in English, then it should be the same. And also, buying items will not be that big of a deal if you know the prices normally. Okay, I have way more money than I thought. That might have just been from an extra encounter, but I have no idea. But either way, though, having more money isn't the worst thing. So, I like to go all the way to the top. Talk to the guy about the canary. He'll ask if I want it. He'll charge me 85, but I'm like, no. So you go to the right. Now you got it for free. If you pay for that, that really ruins everything, so please don't do that. You'll stop here, go down to the middle one, buy the bread. Go over here, this is the bottom one. Buy it. Go to your menu, flip it. Go to her and sell the old bat, which will be in its spot. And now you can either save, or you don't have to save exactly. You just need to take the phone call. You either need to do that now or on the way back, but I personally do it now. So, yeah. This line right here, when you see the question mark, that's when he asks you if you want to save. You can hit no and it'll skip some text. But because this is in Japanese, the text isn't that much anyway if you accept it. But it still saves time to say no. Regardless, it's good that we did that. Now you'll select the bread and use it, and continue on down. Check out these zombies, and by which I mean talk to them, not literally check them, but yeah. So, we're gonna fight these guys. So now that we're moving on in the more dangerous territories, it is very important to keep your health at a certain point, pretty much throughout the rest of the run. Oh my gosh. Pass through the trees, talk to the other dude. And most of the early game battles are simple enough that you can just auto through them, unless like a certain thing happens, but we're fine. Alright. Alright, on the way back, or not on the way back, but on the way down, so what you want to do is make sure that your health is always above 20 in the cemetery. And that's primarily because of one enemy, the gang zombie, can be very deadly. If you like, he can smash attack you for about 20 damage to 25 almost. So it's just a good idea to keep your health above that. And speaking of, we're not in the cemetery exactly, but around this point is where the encounter zone shifts over. So like right around here, you'll start getting cemetery fights. So just to note that. Although I'm surprised I haven't gotten any. It would be nice to actually get some, because now around here, you're in a safety zone, so there are no fights. There's no fights now until we get past these trees down here. Until we get past this third one, so now we can fight again, but let's see what we'll get. Still nothing, I'm surprised. That's pretty good luck. Or at least it would be good luck if we were like running one of the glitch categories, but we kind of want those fights. Because our goal here in the cemetery is to reach level 7, and we still have quite a bit to go. But yeah, I don't know if I can consider myself lucky or not because of that. I don't know. Just usually at this point, I've already been stopped like a million times, and I've already hit level 6 at the least. But yeah, anyway, we'll check these caskets, or coffins, or whatever. And we'll fight these pseudo-zombies, because at least we know they're going to give us a decent amount of experience anyway. Like 8 or so. Yeah, it's 8. Alright, there we go. Now we got the gang zombie, so you want to be careful with this guy. Just fight him, but if your health goes like under 20, heal yourself. These guys can also be deadly sometimes if your health gets too low, so be careful with them too. Just keep it above the recommended point, regardless of who you're fighting. As long as you're in so-or-so area, keep your health where it should be. Now, I'm gonna open the last one, and it'll be Pippi, but we're not going to talk to her yet. If you talk to her, that is very bad, because regardless of what you choose for an option, you cannot decline her joining your party. And if she joins you, then, like, well, that's bad because you gotta, for one, you gotta have her in your party. Like, she's gonna be vulnerable, and if she dies, that's very bad. But then secondly, she'll take up experience you should have had instead. So just be careful. Now with fighting these bats, they actually... a group of 4 bats is the best encounter to get, because they give you, they'll give you, 16 experience, and the gang zombie only gives you 12, and those are the 2 highest, groups, the 2 highest, experience rewarding enemies here. But, anyway, you, at like level, not level, but experience, when it gets to 210, that's when you level up, I believe, to 6. And we hit 7 at 327, so we got a bit more to go. So hopefully we'll get like gang zombies and 4 bats back to back. But it's always safer to get the bats and the zombies, but it might take longer on the bats just because there's 4 of them and they can kind of waste your turn sometimes. Especially when you're level 5 and sometimes when you're 6, you'll hit a bat for less than 20 health or damage, because they only have 20 damage, and if they do that, then it gets annoying, especially in a group. If you hit one for less than 20 and you're using auto, then you should always like unselect auto and then manually select whichever bat it was you hit to finish it off. That way you don't waste an extra turn. Like, that bat doesn't waste a turn in battle when it should have already been dead, you know? But yeah. Sorry, I was trying to move my seat a little closer. Oh my gosh, it keeps getting caught on things. I'm so annoyed right now. But anyways, yeah, just wandering around a bit. Ghosts are really annoying to deal with because they tend to try to run away, and they have 20 health, but you usually hit them for at least 15 or close to 20. And it's like, oh, you're about to kill it, and then it just escapes, and you don't get any experience. And they're just really annoying at like how many turns they can waste. Sometimes they can also hurt you a bit. But yeah. Okay, so my health is like exactly 20. That could be dangerous. Like I said, he could crit you for that much, or you know, you're gonna get hit anyway and go under. As long as you go first, though, you'll probably be fine, but still probably would be safer to not do that. I'm just really used to, I'm used to kind of keeping my health like around like the bare limit, where it's okay, because I don't know, I've just done this so much, so it's like, whatever. But yeah. Okay, there we go, that's good. We'll have 318, and then we'll only need like 10 more, and then we'll be at level 7 and we can leave. Oh, nice. Alright. 12 more. So we're good. Now, like I said, when you hit a level, you might not get the side port on that level. Level 7 is important for going to the zoo because you want to have defense up. And if you don't learn it, then you could be like out of luck. Now, I will demonstrate that with like leveling up. The way it works is that like RNG, the RNG is advancing as you're going through this, so you can kind of influence. Not that I'm saying you can rely on that realistically in an actual speedrun, but like you'll influence your stats, and sometimes it can influence learning a Sai. I was trying to get one to happen there, but I'm not going to keep repeating it because that's just, you know, what a pointless. But anyway, talk to Pippi now. Select the option on the right, which is no, because she's asking you blah blah blah, like if you're brave or not. And then she's asking if she'll see you again, so you select yes this time. And that'll give you the Franklin badge, which is very useful. If you choose incorrectly, you'll have to go to her house to get it, which is a very slow walk, so it's not. But anyway, now we have control back after that. Select your breadcrumbs here, this one, and go back to, yeah, here. Now we're head left. Keep on going. So I don't recall if I mentioned it for like all the text, I'm just mashing A and B. Not too fast or like rapidly or anything, but it just works. So, whatever. We'll talk to this guy, get the key. Go to the left here, get a burger. Get 2 burgers exactly. Bottom one, $25. My inventory should be exactly right. Yeah, okay, I have one more space. For some reason I thought I might have picked up something extra, but no. Okay then. Come back in here. Go to the, foods. Get another bread. Oops, second one. And now it's at this point, if you didn't pick up the phone before, you do it now. Because this is your last chance to do that. It's very important. Gonna go up, gonna go to the hotel, gonna heal. And now we're gonna continue on to the zoo. We're gonna make a stop along the way to get another melody from the canary chick. Also, I guess it doesn't really matter how you go around those. I've never really gone that way before, but whatever. But something about playing on this version in general is that since you can only walk, it feels a little more peaceful, because you'll kind of realize, I mean, even though the encounters can be like rapidly back to back at times, it feels like it takes longer to get into them because of like, you're not rushing into the next one immediately by running or whatever. I don't know. And also just kind of walking is a little relaxing, I guess. Even though that's not like the goal in a speedrun, but I'm just saying. Anyways, over here, I believe this path is the fastest. Oh gosh, I got caught. Go behind this, approach Laura, and choose the canary chick, which is this option right here. Oh no, I was totally wrong, my bad. It's this one right here. I don't know how I mix that up. Like I said, I can't really, I try to observe the characters in the text, since I can't read it. The one I talked about was actually the key, which doesn't matter, you don't have to select it. Music in this game is so beautiful. Anyway though, I don't think I didn't get Psy up. I'm not Psy up, I didn't get the Psy I needed, defense up, which would be very useful to get. Ideally, you do want to get it before you go into the zoo, because it's like pretty bad without it. Honestly, so what I would recommend, if you didn't get it already, grind before the zoo's encounter zone, so that you do get it. So like around here, I believe you're still safe from the zoo enemies. Or maybe I'm wrong? I feel like an idiot right now. Pretty sure I should be in an encounter zone, but I'm not getting any encounters, so I don't really know what that says. It's up here, I swear. Hold on. Because I just got into that fight, didn't I? It was like right here. I know that the closer you get up to the little trees up there, you'll be in the zoo zone. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. It feels ironic. The one time you kind of want to fight. But yeah. Yeah, it's on the, one, two... Okay, it's the third menu. On the third menu is where, defense up would be. But it's not there. It would be in the top right corner. This is a problem, though, because I am against the crow, and he might steal from me if I don't kill him immediately. He hasn't stolen from me yet, though. It would be very bad if he stole from you, should you encounter him. Okay, there we go. So hopefully you'll be lucky, and, like, not have an issue there. Alright. Okay, good. This is exactly who we need defense up for. So on the third page, right there, at the top, it's that with the A at the end of it. Defense up alpha. Go ahead and use that. And now you'll be able to endure the elephant, because you want to take down one of these, because it gives a lot of experience. You only need to fight one. It would be really nice to fight another for more experience, but it's like, it takes so long to fight him, because he has a lot of health, which is why you need to be able to endure the battle. And he can still get your health pretty low, so like, if your health goes under 20, if he could possibly smash you, which would kill you, so try to keep it above that. And in general, for the zoo, it's a very dangerous reset heavy point. It's the first major reset point in the run. You'll want your health to be over, like, 40 if you can manage it, like, 50 or more, if possible. But anyways, outside the zoo here, use your other bread, and then approach the monkey. Then approach the door, and then just keep going. Alright, now, the gorilla I personally recommend running from. It can steal from you, which is really bad. And, in general, it can be dangerous sometimes. It's not the most dangerous enemy, but he's just pretty bad to get regardless. Single alligators are pretty cool. I do recommend fighting them. That was a pretty lucky roll. Usually you have to take 2 turns to kill it. If you get double alligators, they're a little more intimidating, but I would still recommend fighting them. If it's like not the worst thing, like there's a thing they'll do, and it's hard to read, but if you know what's happening, you'll be able to pay attention to it. If I happen to get them, I'll explain it. But there's a thing that alligators and some other enemies can do where they'll spend a turn charging up their next attack, and in doing so, you will take so much more damage from it. So if you can recognize that, it would be best to defend against it. Okay, hyenas. If you get these guys, just try to run. They're not worth fighting, because most of the times you try to fight them, they'll just run away anyway. So they're just a major waste of time. There'll be a lot of turns where you can't escape from them, but I still recommend just running from them. It's usually better. By the way, the path I'm taking through the zoo, I believe, is the fastest, so I'd recommend choosing this one. There's not too many variances to it anyway, but I still think this one's the better one to go with. I wish I could actually get into an encounter with the most dangerous enemy here, so I could just show you what to do in case that happens. But even if you get it, you might end up dying anyway. It would be the tiger. It was completely awful. If you manage to avoid the tiger, then congrats. What's this? Okay, that was a tiger for a second. Well, anyways, the tiger has an attack where it'll hit you twice in a row, doing a massive amount of damage both times. It does like 20 damage each time, which is why you want your health over 50. But even if you get it, I mean, even if your health is that high, if it decides to hit you, there's a very strong chance you'll probably die before you run anyway. Which brings into the question if using defense up would be a good idea. It just might be, but it's honestly hard to call, because you'll probably be really low on health anyway after it hits you twice, should it use that attack. But anyway, something on using life up I don't think I mentioned yet. If you're selecting it from here, you can... Wait. Okay, I was gonna say, wait, does it work the same? Because I just realized, yeah, okay, the menuing is a little different on the Japanese version, but you can press down and right simultaneously, and it'll automatically select life up. You can just do that really quick. That's what I use in a lot of menus anyway, when my option is like right in that spot. But anyways, come in here, check this box. It's a rope. We're gonna use that on the Starman Jr. here. Now, the zoo is a run killer because of the tiger generally, or just other like bad encounters you could possibly get. Of these flies here, I would usually recommend killing them. It's really hard to run from them, but sometimes you can do it. So I don't know. It's honestly your choice. I guess running has been working a lot more than I thought it would lately, but a lot of times my luck just doesn't let me run. Even though the running in this game should be a 50-50 chance, it's really absurd at times when you just can't run from some enemies at all. But anyways, before approaching this boss, if you had to use your hamburgers already because of bad encounters with the tiger or whatever, which are these ones, I would recommend going into the next room and getting the life up cream or the medicine, so that you can like manage the Starman Jr. here. But otherwise, you'll probably be fine with what you have if you have like all of your other recovery items. So then just go up and approach it and use check on it. Now you go down here to your inventory. Oh wait, that's not inventory. Okay, good thing I didn't select that. This is check, so you don't want to do that. The second one. Then you'll go down to the bottom, that's what I meant. And you'll select rope. Now, he attacked us on the first turn, which is kind of bad, but our health is really high. Speaking of, make sure that you're at max health before you fight him at all, just because it's a lot safer. So, hit him with the rope, go over twice, use the fence up. Now, he hasn't broken free from the rope yet. Every time you see the line of text with all the ellipses after it, that's when you know he's still in the rope, and you're good. If he's still in the rope, just go on and auto him a lot. If you see that message, that means he broke free, so you have to be more careful. Be really careful with auto here. If he hits you with a psi attack, like now, the chances of him going again and killing you are pretty likely, so in this moment, you want to try to heal yourself and hope that you get the turn first, especially if he tries to attack you afterwards. Luckily, he didn't kill us there, but you want to keep your health over like 35 in this fight. So I'm going to try to heal again and pray that he doesn't like murder me while I'm at this. This fight can be really rough sometimes. Other times he'll stay in the rope the whole time and you're just really lucky. Alright, yeah, pretty much every time he uses that, try to heal yourself. If it's too low on health, life up might not be the best option. You might want to just eat a burger instead. But I'm just going to keep going with this and hope... Yeah, no, I would die. See? Very unlucky. So, we'll see how this works out. Yeah, no good rolls here. Yeah, you just gotta be really careful in this fight. I don't know if using defense up twice would be advised. Like, I don't know if it would do that much of a difference for you. But, I don't know. Alright. Okay, we're lucky. Yeah. Okay, good. Now, on the way out, stop in this room for sure and grab this bread is very important. We're gonna walk back out of the office here, and we're gonna go up to where the monkeys were, or at least where they would have been. There were none on the way here, but now there's one. And we're gonna get the next melody from them. Nope. Check. Bad. Alright. And now we're gonna check the, we're gonna select the crumbs that we laid back there. Now that was a better, zoo. I mean, until, like, the, RNG on the, Junior. But, assuming you get a lucky enough zoo and you don't have to heal yourself a ton, basically what I'm trying to say is, if you're gonna have to use life up a lot, make sure you don't run out of PSI entirely. Make sure you have at least one side point. If you have 3 PSI and you need to life up, don't do it. If you have anything else to heal with, make sure you use it. That's why I would advise grabbing the, I'd also advise grabbing the life up, or medicine, or whatever you want to call it, before going into that fight at the end. Just so you don't have to do that, because if you run out of Psi, then you can't go through this area here. You'd have to go back to town to get, oh gosh, you'd have to go back through town to, get your stuff restored first. Now, getting double crows sucks because you don't want them to steal your bread. If they steal your burgers, that's whatever. But if they steal your bread, then that kind of ruins the run a little bit. You'd have to also go back to town for that. Now I personally talk to the guy on top just because he has like one less line of text. Even though it may or may not matter that much, especially in Japanese, when you can just like get through the text really quick. But I just do it anyway, because I don't know. It's probably like the least kind of worry I have on time save, probably, considering all the RNG in this run. I would just run from this guy. I mean, you could fight him, but he's whatever, I guess. I don't know. He's a harder centipede, since he's green and all. But nobody cares. So, going in here, we'll approach this. We'll go to Psi. We'll go to the first option, which is telepathy. We're gonna use that. Now that we're a Magic Hat, we're gonna approach the first home in front of us. Talk to this lady. And we're gonna select the second one here, which is the diary, which is what we had to use to get in here. So, yeah. Oh. You tell her no after that, by the way. Okay. Now we're gonna go down to the bottom here. And, wait, I'm so... Okay, never mind. I don't know why. I got really confused on how the route was supposed to go. Anyway, we talk to this guy here, because he gives us the big bag. We have to talk to him twice. The big bag is really useful because it's going to save us from having to use any Psi for healing, because Psi is going to get really tight on use. We're going to really need it for everything but healing throughout most of the run, so we're just going to use the big bag for everything else from now on. Anyway, now that we're here, this is like, I don't know if you want to call it a glitch. It's a bit of an exploit, I'd say, but whatever the case, it's not the breadcrumb glitch that this category is named after. The no breadcrumb glitch, I mean. But, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the bread right here. Which is very important, and it's also, it's gonna relate back to why, we had to use the phone at the department store. We'll see in a moment, after this part. Gonna go up here and talk to the guy in the middle, and then go to Psi and use telepathy on him. And now we're gonna go up. We're gonna go into the second door. We're gonna go into the second door again. We're gonna go into the third door here. And we're gonna pick the top left present. And this is the boomerang. We're gonna go and equip it right away. And now our offense will be much higher than it was before, and this is the weapon we're gonna stick with for the rest of the run. Even though we're not really gonna fight too many things for the rest of the run anyway, so we're just gonna, like, you know, continue on. But it's definitely gonna help for a Magic Hat. So anyways, we're gonna talk to this guy, and we're gonna go on to the underground over here. And this is the other... Well, this is one of the first major differences between playing on the prototype or any other version of the game. If you encounter this guy, just keep trying to run away. You can always run, even if he does that to you. That's also especially useful, like, casually. But yeah, anytime this guy, like, does whatever, just run, ignore him. Pretty annoying though, I will say. Okay. To get into the underground, we're gonna stay right here to the left of this well, and we're gonna go straight down. Alright, and so the major difference here is in the structure of the underground. It's personally my favorite, but it's a little confusing on how to find the sword and on how to find the Psi Stone. So let's go ahead and get those. First, we gotta take right path twice, so right, left, and we're gonna grab the sword. Hold on, what's my inventory full of? Okay. Hold on, wait, what is it even full of? What is this item here? See, I'm confused right now. I don't even know what this is. Oh, that's the big bag. Okay, my bad. I thought it was a life up cream or medicine. I was like, why do I have one of those? Alright. This is Franklin badge. These two are burgers. That's the breadcrumbs. That's the cash card bag. And that's the bat that we bought earlier. I think it would have been better. Hold on, what is my health? I think it would have been better to have. I'm gonna drop the hamburger right now. It would have been better to have spent that if I needed to. So if you need to spend it earlier at the zoo, then go ahead and do that, because we're gonna get the sword. It's very important to have this. We can die right now. We're gonna do a death abuse, but it would also be a good idea to go ahead and get the other item down here, so we don't have to take the a different path. So we're gonna go left twice. So yeah, after you get that, we're gonna go left twice. You can fight this guy, or you can just run. Honestly, it doesn't really matter that much right now. So go left, left. This is we're going left twice from the very top, assuming you walk back up to where you went from getting the sword. To basically, like, you know, from entering the underground. So anyway, we're gonna go over here, and this is gonna be the Psi Stone. Alright, and now we're gonna find some enemies to beat us up, I guess. It may take a bit, so go back up twice, and go right, left, left, right. That's the right path to get through here. Assuming you don't run into anything to kill you yet, especially this guy. This guy's not going to kill you, but since we found him, we're going to guard on him, because his gimmick is that he's going to boost our experience by a ton more than he would give us for killing him. That is, if he willingly leaves the battle. There we go. Alright. Now, if you're trying to get a very fast time, it would be ideal to die here now at level 8. Otherwise, and for safety reasons, you would want to stay here and grind a little longer, and it doesn't really matter when you die, as long as like you overall leave this area at like level 13 to 15. But just for the sake of it, I'm going to show the fastest possible way, and you add in your safety strats should you need them by grinding here a little longer. But anyway, just to die anyway, in case if you couldn't find any enemies to beat you up, which the ideal ones would be a group of the eye family, like the mom eyes, the dad eyes, and then the middle ones. Come all the way this way and go to the fish. And just auto on him until he kills you. Because he will kill you for sure. I guess if you're at this point, well, never mind. I was gonna say Ninten might try to heal himself, but you're gonna get outsped anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay. So now that that happens, make sure you select yes, so you don't like go back to wherever you last saved, or even if you didn't save, then that would be an even bigger issue. Anyway, we're gonna go to not the bottom 2 items, because the bottom right is the Psi Stone. We're gonna go to the bottom left one. Okay, never mind. We're gonna make this a little simple. Well, actually, no, we can do that. I was gonna say that might confuse somebody who's not paying attention, but just make sure you sell these two. Just pay attention to which ones I'm selling. We're gonna sell that one. That was the sword. We're gonna sell the one that's on this one, the bottom right. That's the bat. Now we have $900. We're going to withdraw with our cash card over here. We're going to... Okay, we have a... Hold on, do I even have enough money? I might not have enough money. See, it might have actually been a good idea to get into a few more fights. Because I need $600, but I also need more than that. Yeah, oh boy. Hold on. This is a little complicated now. What can I do to remedy this? I've actually encountered this problem trying to be too fast before, but like if you were to grind a little more before you died, it wouldn't have been an issue. But basically, we have 1500 now. What we needed was 1540. So I'm literally short. I'm literally short, like, I don't know, $25, I believe. A little ironic, I guess, that I'm gonna be doing this now as a backup. I guess if you're doing this fast and you need money, try to find a hippie. I mean, I guess a dog will work too. However much money you need to add up together, so that's $10. Alright, so I would have 25 now. I need 15 more. You're not gonna help me that much. Oh my gosh, get out of here. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you. It's hard to fully keep track of money, so there was no way to predict that was gonna be the case. Unless if you know you fought more things. But again, like, who would have known? Unless you totally fought a whole lot. Like, if you hit level 9 in Magic Hat before you died, there's a high chance you probably have enough money and you don't have to do this. So anyways, ignoring this case, I should have the money now. It was only, thankfully it was only like a couple of dollars I could easily get from these enemies here. But, alright, going back. Alright. Get 40. And so you need this much. You need to go up to the foods. You need to buy another bread. Alright. And now we're going to use the crumbs that we previously had, and you'll see exactly why we did everything the way that we did it. Yeah, so we're back here now. That saved us having to go all the way through Magic Hand again by going, like, you know, walking to the area. And this is the only way on the Famicom version here to be able to get money for the store. Which is why we sold what we had, and then also withdrew from the ATM. Now we're gonna go over here and buy the single best defense item. Ideally, you can equip 2 different defense items, but we will not be able to make enough money within a reasonable amount of time in a speed run for that. So we're gonna buy the best one here, and we're gonna equip it right now. And that's gonna help us throughout the rest of the game, even though a lot of the enemies will end up getting way tougher. Now for safety, if you want, and I would probably recommend this as a beginner, you can come down here and you can save in this house. You don't even have to save unless if like you really needed to reset the game, and that's in the case of like if your Side Stone broke too early, you talk to that guy up there and he'll automatically update your respawn point. And you'll see why later. Well, I mean, actually, no, we don't abuse this strat in this version. I had to make that up for the prototype because it doesn't work the same. There's a glitch in this that actually is abused that was fixed. Or, I mean, I don't really want to call it a glitch because it doesn't really feel like much of one. It's just stuff functioning as it should. It's going to happen, basically. You'll see later in Duncan's. We're going to select an item out of Lloyd's bag while he's dead, and they updated the game so that you can't choose something out of somebody's bag if they're dead. Like, you have to put it into your own bag, but the important function of it is that we use it while it's in his bag, because it's going to be a bread, and we need our own bread. But anyway, that's what we do in this. Getting a little ahead of things here, but yeah, basically just save if you feel you need to for safety. This would be on like a good track if I were, you know, going for the fastest time, which I would personally do. But yeah, you'd probably want to be a little higher leveled than this, though. You can totally fight the fish right now, which is what we're about to go do. The Guardian of the Underground. So with the defense boost we got, and with defense up, he won't be intimidating at all anymore. And Let's see, we're gonna hit level 9 at... Oh wait, we're already level 9, my bad. We're gonna hit level 10 at like 919 experience points. Around level 10 is when you will be leaving the underground, or Magicant overall, if you were trying to do this as fast as possible, but I do recommend staying till level 13 to 15, like, legit. But anyway, so we're gonna select defense up. Already hitting us for 15, which is way better than before, but with defense up, he's probably gonna be hitting us for like 2 to 3 or something like that. Okay, even 1. Yeah, so not a problem at all. So he'll go down very shortly. Oh my gosh. There's a very small chance he could probably hit you with a smash on one of these, which I believe would probably ignore some of the defense boosts, but I don't remember how much. But basically, you'll likely be fine. If your health somehow went under 20 HP in this fight, maybe rise it a bit. But yeah, now we're gonna get the Onyx Hook. Let me see, I forget. Okay, that's how the inventory is looking right now. Okay, good. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave, but like I said, please stay down here. The Magicant Underground is the best area for grinding at low level, especially if you get the full Eye family. They give like 100 experience points. But yeah. If you're trying to be the fastest and you're gonna leave this early, you want to be able to hit level 11 before you end up going to Duncan's factory. Oh yeah, I totally forgot to heal myself, but I'm fine anyway. Okay, never mind, he did it for me. It's not what I really would have wanted. Actually, no, I'm just gonna reload my state. Sorry, I'm just wasting time. Make sure you heal with the big bag here, this one, or with your burger, whichever you have. Your burger would heal a lot right now, for what it's worth. So I don't know, it might be better to save it for the middle of like a rough battle outside right now. I don't know, you make the call, honestly. It's about what's going on for you. I don't know what to do in my case. It's always hard to tell what the right thing to do is. But anyway, the Forgotten Man here, he's a little more tricky on this version of the game because if you answer him incorrectly, he will send you back to the entrance of Magicant, which wastes a ton of time. So please make sure that you pay attention. So you're going to talk to him 5 times, or 4 times, and then on the 5th time he'll ask you a question, so... 1... 2... 3... 4... 5... Oops, okay, 5. And then you're going to select the right one now. And then you're going to select the left one, yes, which means don't move it at all. And he's just gone, so that's good. So let me see. Okay, I'm gonna pray. If you're trying to do this as fast as possible, you would really want, by the time you reach level 11, before you go to Duncan's, the most ideal thing that you can want, would be for your, psi points to be, you'd want at least 48 psi points, and I have 43, so I'm really gonna hope they increase enough. The other thing that you want out of getting the level 11 and why that's important on its own. Also, I hate these groups of enemies. I mean, these two specifically, they're really annoying. In fact, I think it might be a good idea to run from them most of the time. I don't know. It's really weird. What I had to base my route on was what the top Japanese runner did, and he ran from various different encounters. Even when it looked like he could have used the experience, he just completely avoided some enemies entirely, which I could understand, because some of them do waste a lot of your turns. Let me see. Do I run from the double wall? I think I would just run from the double wall. So it gets risky, but again, if you're being safer and if you're already like at a higher level, actually no, if you're at 13 or 15 right now, you might as well run from them too, because you don't have any reason to have any more experience anyway. And there are some enemies in the factories that you're going to want to be killing anyway, at least on average. So I'll tell you about those instead, if you're going to be fighting anything more, if you're already over the level you need to be. Okay, I have 81 total. Alright, I need to remember that. Yeah, this is getting a little tricky though, because it's like trying to remember what exactly you would want to run from ideally and what you want to fight. I wrote the list of them in some notes that I put onto the speedrun.com page and a paste bin or whatever, I'm pretty sure. But I'm honestly worried I'm not going to hit level 11 doing this, just because I've not done it on this version. But anyway, when you get to this point, use the bread, go straight down. We're going to get the bottle rocket in the factory down here, the little sweets factory. I'm worried I'm only going to get encounters I would want to run from, and then I'm not going to hit level 11, because it could be a major concern, honestly, from the way things go. So... Oh, I'm an idiot. I did not save state for a good while. See, I did that a little bit when I was doing my previous guide for the prototype. But, okay. Just for the sake of it, I will go ahead and fight these guys. Just to get to level 11, even if it's not divided. Like, I'm telling you now, if you want to go fast, don't do that. But for now, just to show, because it would be necessary to be there anyway. In this example, we're gonna try to reach 11, and level 11 is when you'll get dimensional warp or 4D slip, whichever you want to call it. And that is a very important psi to have, because it will it'll let you escape from any battle with 100% chances of success. Gosh, these guys are pretty dangerous, aren't they, at this level? I'm not paying attention at all on who's getting hit by what. Am I dead? No. Nearly, though. I don't know why I let him heal with psi, though. That was not smart. If you do ever get your health low, don't heal with psi, because your psi is very important right now, because you're not going to be replenishing it until after Duncan's. So that was a bit of a waste, honestly. My psi might be too low at this point for any realistic use. Actually, no, wait. You will heal. I'm an idiot. You heal twice. You heal before Duncan's, and you heal afterwards. I don't know why. I keep forgetting details like this, because the route's different. My mind's getting all over the place right now. Gosh, it's so dumb. But anyway, we're gonna make it through this, so... Regardless, no worries. We're almost at level 11 here. It's like, it's a little over 11,000, or 1,100 experience points. It's somewhere around this point. Or maybe it is around 12, I forget. Very close to it, though. So anyways, you're going to want to pray that your psi points are 48, and that you get the Dimensional Warp, because Dimensional Warp takes up a lot of psi points. It takes up 16, so if you have 48, you can get 3 uses out of it until you're out. And that's why it's very important to be able to use it 3 times before you need to use your psi stone. Because the psi stone loves to break like all the time for no reason. Yeah, definitely just to avoid that, you're going to want it to be high from the start. But yeah. So I need my psi to increase by at least 5, I would pray. Also, okay, I'll tell you this. If you don't hit level 11 and you are doing the risky fast route like this and you're at 10 now, make sure you hit it before you go inside to the factory here. So now is good. Damn, hold on. I'm gonna redo that because I'm gonna try to get a good roll. I'm gonna try to get this to give me a perfect roll or whatever. Because it was lucky that I got the psi, but like I need my PSI to go up by 5 right here. Damn. No. Okay, I might if I end up wasting too much time with this, I'm just gonna go on for the sake of the guide, but it would be nice to have. Okay, forget it. I'm kind of screwed, but I might level up again anyway. Just because, in the next factory you'll see. But from this point on, I'm gonna avoid fighting most enemies. Unless absolutely needed for survival. So we're gonna go up this way. We're gonna go up to the next floor, too, on the next ladder. And now we're gonna break to the right. Oh, alright. This factory is full of rats, which aren't really a problem. You can just go ahead and kill them right away, because trying to run from a rat when it's gonna die in one hit is kind of dumb, in case if it fails and you wasted a turn trying to get away from it, so it's like, why not just kill it? But, yeah, so we're gonna go this way, go into this room. This is for our speed. The only thing this is gonna do is make us go first in more battles. Oh, sorry, that was good. The max it can increase by is 5. Sometimes you'll get 3 or 4, which is kind of lame. But that was good. We'll go to the trash can over here. Check it. Get this rocket. Use the crumbs. And now we're gonna go up to the roof, or we're gonna try to at least. We're gonna have to go back down. We're gonna go over on the floor down here. We're gonna go to the room on the far right. And we're gonna talk to the janitor in here, and after him telling us a story about his life or whatever, he'll take us to the roof. But the dialogue options get a little tricky. Not really. It's just the fact that you're gonna want to answer yes like twice, and then the third one is no. But the third one comes immediately after, so if you're just mashing through the text, you might accidentally hit no and then you have to repeat it, which isn't a major time loss or anything, but if you accidentally do that a lot of times in a row, it gets a little annoying. So yes, yes, and then no, and then yes again. So yeah. So basically, after the second one, just watch out, and then select no. He's gonna talk to you here. No big deal, just continue on. Gonna talk a little more over here, and then he's gonna walk off. Gonna talk to the trash can. Just pick yes, the first option. We got Lloyd. Oops, can talk to him again. He wouldn't join you if you didn't go to the factory first, so that's why we got the rocket. Gonna take us down to the lab. Wait, hold on. Did I do something out of order? I think I did something out of order. Hold up. Okay. I'm a fool. Sorry. I totally forgot this because this is a route deviation. I apologize. Don't do it this way. This will waste you some resources. It's like this. It changes a lot here from the prototype, and I'm more familiar with running that, even though I've ran this a decent amount too. So before you even enter the school, I'm really sorry for making you have to go back out like this. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to the ATM here. Let me see. How much do we need to withdraw? How much do I even have? I think this should be enough. Maybe. Because, oh gosh. Because you need like 300 for the breads after we get Lloyd, but you also need like 70. I don't know. Just get just get 400, I guess. Hold on. What do my notes say? My notes are confusing. My notes are like all over the place on this because I wrote them at various different times throughout for like different categories and stuff. I really should organize them better, but anyway, this is where we're gonna heal right now without Lloyd because the price goes down. If we decided to do that afterwards, it would waste us more money, and depending on how you go about the route, money may be more tight. But if you grinded more to be safe for a beginner, then you wouldn't have to worry so much on it. But anyway, so yeah. Now we're gonna talk to the guy, and we're gonna do the dialogues in the way that I said. So yes, yes, and then wait. Now, yes, okay. Now we're gonna go back and talk to Lloyd, and yeah, I apologize for that. Okay, this is, oops, oh my gosh, are you serious? This is gonna be a little confusing because of, the money management is much more simpler on the prototype, because you have less things to do with it. In this, the way that we're gonna abuse getting through Duncan's easily is that we're gonna need to revive Lloyd from the, hospital. So we're gonna need more money than usual. On top of which, we already have the used money to heal ourselves there. Since we don't go back to Magicant for it, like how I routed it into the prototypes. But yeah, anyway, now at this point, you can go down to this option, or to this item and toss it. It's just gonna waste space. Let me see. Oops, I have 335. I think what I should do is... I mean, it would be riskier to carry all your money at once, because if you die, then you, gosh. Okay, this is dumb. Never mind, I'm just gonna... Well, I mean, if you died anyway, it would ruin your run at this point, because it's hard to heal. Unless if you do what I did. If you do what I did when I suggested to save in Magicant, then your run is fine. But if you're doing it like me and you skip that, then it's much more risky. And if you die, then you basically kill your run. So that's all I'm gonna say here. Go up to foods. Let's see, what's my inventory space for Minton? Yeah, I have 2 extra rooms. I think that's because of a difference in something. I don't know what. I also have a hamburger here. That's interesting. I'm gonna hold on to the hamburger anyway. So we're gonna buy 10 breads, I guess. That's what I do on the English version. I mean, I guess you could technically buy more here. I guess if you have the room for it, which you probably should. I don't think you should have anything extra. Buy 11 breads then? I don't know, why not? That's... Okay, never mind. I actually might have bought too many. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, because I was 8. I don't know why I counted that for. 10. Okay, I did buy 10. I think it is the hamburger I have on my inventory that's taking up the space I was thinking for. Because I was thinking... Whatever. Forget what I was thinking. It's pretty dumb. So right now, approach the ATM. Have Lloyd use one of his breads right now. Now Ninten... I'm just gonna hold on to the money, I guess, because I'm gonna need it anyway, and if I die, then whatever. But I'm not gonna die anyway, since I'm fighting this safely with states. We're gonna go up north. We're gonna head to the factory, of course. This would be one of the major run killing points in this area if you get stopped by any of the vehicle enemies, because if they hit you with the exhaust, then Ninten can't do anything at all. The only thing he could do is use an inhaler, but we're not gonna buy an inhaler because yeah. So anyway, ideally you wouldn't want Lloyd to level up here. Or at all, but unlike in the prototype, it doesn't really matter too much if he levels up in this version, because the text for it is faster, but he still does steal your experience, so that's not very fun. Yeah. In general, though, I just avoid throwing things with Lloyd in the party, and now he's dead, so it doesn't matter anyway. But yeah, if your inventory was the way it was though, when I told you to buy 10 breads instead, just buy 9. I apologize for that. That probably was a difference I should have thought about. Because you do need a free inventory space here for this pass. So I'm going to go ahead and eat this hamburger, I guess. Which, I mean, it was good use. I did need that health restore, so whatever. I mean, it was an overall waste of how much it could have healed, but whatever, I don't care. Eagles can be a little troublesome to run from, but it's doable. Oh yeah. So we're gonna push this dog here. Gonna use this pass down on the bottom. He's gonna do a little dance, and he's just a really weak dog. If Lloyd didn't die yet, then it doesn't matter if you kill this dog, because it probably wouldn't have leveled him up. Alright, in the factory, we want to run from mostly everything, except a few enemies are much more dangerous just trying to run from, but I will point those out. These old robots are annoying. You can sometimes run from them, but they seem to be a little difficult and wanting to let you go. I don't know why that is. You can run from the other robots just fine, but yeah, no. So, I guess you could fight them. They will use alpha, beam alpha on you. So try to keep your health over 30 for them. Try not to get this low though, you might be stuck in a trap of like constantly healing yourself. But yeah, just try to play it a little smarter and safer than I am. At least especially if, you know, if your health is really high because you grinded more, then you can probably try running more, but you can still kill them, I guess. I don't know. In this area, it's very important to keep your health over 70. 70 or more actually is good. The Fireball is a kind of special enemy, because it'd be nice to run from him, but for one, he almost always goes first, and on all of his turns, he uses PK Fire Alpha. And let's say, like, hopefully this happens right now. Let's say in this case, I keep trying to run from him, but I can't. And it's like, oh look, my health's getting low. Like, okay. This happens from trying to run? Okay, let's say I didn't run, and my health was too low then. I couldn't heal myself, and I couldn't fight him back reasonably, because I would have just died for it, because he always goes first. So that's why usually, in most cases, just to play it safe, from like the chance of running, I always kill him. And I always make sure, like, if my health would drop low enough for him to kill me, I heal on the turn before. So if my health's at like 40 or whatever, and I try to heal. But he usually goes down in 2 hits anyway, so like, it's not as wasteful on time. I don't know. Anyway, though, continue on. So he's one of the enemies I would advise fighting most of the time. Along with that one robot, if you can't escape him. This guy, he's the other big risk. He's the reason why our health needs to be so high, because he can just randomly drop a bomb on us, and that does PK Fire Beta damage, which is like, that's between like 60 and 80 damage, honestly. So we could probably die right now if he just does it. But yeah, trying to run from him is a big risk. I totally don't advise it, even though, you know, right now I'm playing around with like freedom to do that. But yeah. Should he happen to drop a bomb on you and you're not able to reliably, if you're not able to reliably put your health back up to a point where he can't kill you with another bomb, because there has been cases where he's done 2 bombs in a row and I was just like, well, damn, alright, I guess I'm just dead. Thanks, game. I would advise using the Dimensional Warp on him. Hello. Nice to see you. How are you doing? But, oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm getting all lost right now for no reason. It's funny too, because I walked through the factory on the previous guide, no problem, while talking. I somehow didn't get confused. In fact, I ended up getting to the end of the factory before I even realized that. I was like, what the hell? But yeah. Anyway, just keep on this path. This is pretty much the only path through, but it's also like the fastest way as well. Let's see if he drops a bomb. Yep, that's a bomb. So let's see, that did a lot of damage. So that's why you want to keep your health high. I managed to escape. Otherwise, I would probably not be very lucky to get that to happen. So yeah, just be really careful with that dude. He goes down in like 2 to 3 hits, so if you can like manage to beat him before he does that, that's also good. It's a very rare occasion for him to do that, but anyway, these guys are very deadly. Sometimes you can run from them, but if they both attack you together, they do a lot of damage. Sometimes the dude on the left will run from you, but yeah, let's see. He's probably not going to. Yeah, anyway, yeah, this battle goes either way sometimes. So yeah, especially if that happens. If that happens, that means that he boosted his offense, which means he's gonna do massive damage to you on the next turn. So the general recommendation, if you ever see him boost his offense, if you can't run from them, or if you just feel like you don't like feel safe at all, go over 2 tabs to where like defense up was, and on the bottom left is the warp. So you're gonna use that to get away, and it's gonna eat a lot of your side points, but it's worth it if you feel threatened. Don't die in here. Also, hello, you. But yeah. Alright, I don't know why, I feel like you tend to get a lot of smash hits on that dude. But I mean, I guess that's good. That robot's annoying. Oh my gosh, please. There we go. Yeah, so like it's really a big toss, a big coin toss on whether or not you'll escape or not. So yeah, but anyways, if you made it this far, you're almost near the end of the factory, and here's where the interesting part is. And honestly, I thought this strat was gonna work on the prototype until I did my first run without even practicing this part, and I realized, oh hey, I can't do this. Oh my gosh, dude. Whatever. Anyways, I did this part without realizing that, and I had to like kill my run because I couldn't progress further until I made up the alternative strat that I go over in that. But so we're gonna get into this room here. Should we make it? All right, come on. Oh my gosh, dude. Game, please. No. No. Here we go. Yeah, don't do that. Just fight him. Wow, alright. Yeah, in this situation, I would advise doing this if he doesn't do it again. Yeah, see, that happens sometimes, and that is the worst luck possible, I swear. Oh my gosh, this dude is not friendly right now. Honestly, if you made it this close to the end at this point and you get this dude, just do the warp. It's safest. Do the warp and pray that you won't get into another fight with him or something. Yeah, okay. Now, approach the rocket here and drop Nintendo's breadcrumbs. Oops. And now here's the thing I was talking about, that this only works in this version. So, Lloyd's breadcrumbs here, I can select them even though he's dead. I don't have to pull them out of his bag at all. I can just use them. So that is very convenient, because now we can withdraw money. We can withdraw the money needed to both heal Lloyd, but also the money needed to heal ourselves. So we're gonna do both. And his fee is like 190, and our fee is like 65 or whatever. And I am bad at math, so I'm not gonna be able to do that right. But oh wait, I'm an idiot. That's not the right item. Okay. If I could please do the right thing. Right, the ATM card is the top one. Okay. So I have enough for that. Let's see. In this case, I would need about this much or so. That's a little more than what's needed. Oh, that's like actually, yeah, it's like 10 more. Whatever. I'll worry about the other money when we get to Easter instead of right now. So go over here, and then. Go up into the building over here. Dang it. Okay. Now we're gonna walk up this way. At least this is what I do. You can do this anytime. Make sure that you use a new set of crumbs Floyd before you warp back with Nintendo's, otherwise you're stuck in Duncan's. And that will also kill your run. I get around here, so thank you. I was thinking about it because like not a lot of people run this game, and I taught myself, and it's like I know that some people express interest in this game, but they either stop either because of the game. Like this game, honestly, it's not very easy to run. That, and also I didn't make a good whack. I mean, I had a good whack of resources given for the game. Like I made text guides, but a lot of things are better, you know, when you can follow through visually. So anyway, some point before you get into an encounter zone up here, honestly, you probably should have done it a little farther back. We're going to use another set of crumbs with Lloyd, and then we're going to use Nintendo's again. Gonna check the rocket. And now we're going to follow back up with Lloyd's. So there we go. That's Duncan's done. Easy. I mean, like, it could have been stressful, but Hopefully you get good luck. Now, if you manage to survive all of this, congrats, because you mostly have one last part of the run that's really awful to go through, like the last major run killer. Like, you can lose your run later on past this part, but it's a lot more consistent because you'll be skipping most fights. So with Nintendo's Other Bread, you'll drop it here in front of the train tracks, or the train station, I mean, and then you'll go on into the desert. The desert is absolutely brutal, and it's pretty much why it's important to have the Psi Stone in case it's needed, although you still don't want it to break there. That is very awful, if it breaks at all. But hopefully it doesn't. I have no clue what it did. I think it just grinned and bared it, or whatever the hell that means. Like, whatever that translates to when they put it into the prototype. But, so yeah. Approaching the desert, and right here, this is where the zone starts. Oh, and we got like the worst possible enemies first. So anytime you get these dudes, just straight up warp away, don't fight them, don't even try to run, because they will always try to put you to sleep. And if they put you to sleep, then you are just prey for them to keep hurting you. Like, you'll just probably die. Lloyd's gone. Yeah, thankfully, Lloyd's best use at this point is just being a shield if he's alive. Sadly, that only lasts you about one battle, so there he goes. I don't think I talked about it in this yet, but opening the menu advances the RNG a lot. It's not like, I mean, obviously, unless you're reading the game's like code or whatever, the files, which wouldn't be legal to do while running it on emulator. I mean, I think most of us know that, but if you're new or something, don't do that. And also, if you're like tassing the game, don't try to pass it off as like a legitimate run. Anyways, those probabilities out of the way. Opening the menu sometimes will shuffle around the RNG. I mean, it definitely does. And it'll shuffle around like when you get encounters. So sometimes you may see in runs like players might open the menu a lot to avoid encounters, especially like back and forth like this. Sometimes it's a valid strategy, but you're still more than likely going to get an encounter at some point. So I don't know, just try your best to press your luck. Anyways, if you continue straight on into the desert this way, as soon as you get to like this first triangle in the sand, go up and right, and just keep going this way until you see the cactus. It could be like up here right now. And approach it, go to Psi, and go to telepathy. Alright, and now we'll head right. Dang, what is this? Alright, these guys, they're pretty scary. I might try to run from them. Honestly, the atomic robot dude, or whatever he is on the right, he doesn't really attack you too often, and then the female robot on the left also doesn't. More often than not, she'll waste turns trying to boost her damage, or she might use PK Freeze Gamma, which is actually bad, but if you're feeling confident, just try to run. She used it on me. It's never going to kill you, but it does do that to your health. Like, you're more than likely able to run from her. Even then, I think that was her hitting me. It's like, she didn't boost her fence yet. If you see a long line of text and you see some numbers and you hear a sound effect, know that she boosted her offense, and at that point you may or may not want to run, I mean, with the warp, instead of trying to run from her. But I don't know, just choose how you want to go about it. You'll eventually get a feel for what you should be doing in these battles, because they can be really dangerous. Especially now. If you're like, you know, a higher level, then you're fine. But anyway, from the cactus, you want to go right and then down right. Be careful on these like little weeds or whatever those are, tumbleweeds. I have no idea what they call those. I'm not very smart on things. But in this area, it's a safety zone, but you're only in it for a brief moment. And as you keep going down and right, you're back in the danger zone, the encounter zone. So go to the tracks and go on down, follow them. Alright, saucers. Saucers can be really troublesome sometimes to tell what to deal with, because almost if they use beam attacks on you, they're not really the most deadly, so I would personally run. Especially if they use Alpha, that's not the biggest deal. They have Beam Beta, which does a lot more, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I think they have it. Maybe they don't. Either way, I'm not getting really lucky rolls, and that's still doing a lot of damage, respectively. But yeah. That was very risky. You don't do what I did. If you have to, warp, but just pray that your stone doesn't break. I am very well used to risking my runs and losing them in the desert a lot, and honestly, in my last PB on the English version, on the prototype, I actually game overed in the desert once, and I'm very surprised I still PB'd on that run. But anyway, that's a different story. If you get the red Barba, I personally avoid warping. I mean, I personally encourage warping away from him because he's usually way more intimidating than most of the other enemies here. Because, like, he'll hit you for around, like, 50 damage sometimes. I forget what mood that is. I think it might be a smash if he gets it. But yeah, so... yeah, most of the time I'll probably be doing this realistically in a run. These guys, okay, as long as it's not like a scorpion that's green, the insects and all, they can kind of be pushovers. They might poison you, but they don't usually do that much damage, although they can attack you, and they can do a lot at times, but it's not too common. I usually escape before that happens, or they usually just try to poison me most of the time, like that. I don't think it poisoned me, though. Alright, I'm lucky. If you did get poisoned, though, the only way to fix it is by going into your side menu and choosing the bottom one here. But, yeah. So anyways, just continue along this path exactly. And even though you're off the tracks, just continue on, because you'll be able to go down through this part here with these trees, and then you're right over here. And do be a little cautious though, because you're still in the encounter zone for most of the way until you get around the fence up there. But anyway, when withdrawing money earlier, if you had thought about it in advance, it would have been a good idea to withdraw. It would have been a good idea to at least have enough money so that you have like around $25 right now, 25 to 50. That's for the using the train. If Lloyd were alive, it would be 50, but since he's not, we only need 25. So yeah. Anyways, we don't really need much money throughout the rest of the run now, unless if you want to buy more bread at that shop there. But anyway, you're gonna come here, you're gonna heal. And we're gonna get teleport before going back to the train station. And that is the, it's basically, it's half of what makes this run the way it is. Why I like it too. Teleporting is pretty cool, because while doing so, you can't get into any encounters. And especially on this version of the game, it's the only way to go faster. So the idea is to start up teleports and then continuously crash into walls or things to stop yourself. So we're gonna go to the baby, we're gonna go to Psy, we're gonna go to telepathy. Because this baby is psychic, and it's gonna teach us how to teleport. I have no clue what this baby does with his time, but whatever. So now we're gonna use the crumbs that Minton has. And we're gonna go to Halloween. This is the second option. And at this point, either right now or after we're done in Halloween, I would say is the halfway point in the run. And honestly though, it might just be when you get teleport, because the first half feels the most stressful without teleport, but then once you get it, it feels a lot better. And it can be a lot more smooth, but you can still have incidents where things go wrong and you might lose the run, but it's way less common to happen now. Okay, and basically as soon as we get out here, you're gonna want to start using teleport. There's two ways to go about right here, and I personally go to the right. Speaking of, teleport takes the spot of wipe up, but that's just to let you know. So when you open the menu, you can just go down and right, like I have been doing for wipe up. Don't really need to worry about wipe up, but I was just noting that. Anyway, I'm gonna select it. And you need to time it. It takes about 3 seconds of like real time for it to go off, so you need to stop before that point. Which I do like right here, and then over here. Now you'll notice my teleport movement isn't. Dang, it is pretty rusty. I was never really the best at it, but if you want really good examples, watch the top Japanese run for this category. It is very good. The complete mastery of the teleporting. I've put nowhere near as much time into it as that guy did, but anyway, gonna go down here like this, and you should be good. Now the other way to get through here, if you go down, I don't know which is faster. I feel like they take about as much time as the other. Actually, no, that's not safe, because you're still in an encounter zone area. If you were, like, over one more, and then you go down, you'd be able to go through there better. I have no clue where you can stop right now with this. Right there is good, I guess. As long as you see the NPC, I'm pretty sure you're not in the encounter zone anymore. Yeah, I still personally prefer the top path. That's what I'm used to. I'd probably encourage that too, but whichever you want to pick, you have your options. So now we're gonna go get the key to the ghost house here, the Rosemary Manor. Now this is the case where it's especially important in this version. You can teleport for a movement even in areas where there's like no kind of like hazards, like I mean enemies specifically. Oh wait, where? Okay, I thought I had way less slide than I. Anyway, whatever. That would look like this. Oh my gosh. Be very careful with that. Try to stop there. If you can't, then I don't know. I'm sorry. Just practice it. You will eventually get a good feel for when to stop and how to stop where you want to. Even though, like, I still have issues with it sometimes. For this one, you'll want to go right there. Do be careful. I am walking around. I'm walking around kind of without care. That is very dangerous because I'm in an encounter zone right now, so I probably shouldn't be walking that freely. You'll see inside the ghost house how I start walking to deal with this because it's especially dangerous in there. But anyway, approach the door and then use the key, which is the bottom right one now. Alright. This area is especially dangerous, especially as we're getting aura on PSI. Although, like, you know, of course you could still use your stone, should you feel free to do it. But, anyway, so we're gonna go through the top doors. To do so, I'm gonna start to teleport. I'm gonna hold up and left right now, and I'm gonna let go, like, almost immediately. I kind of failed it, but it gets a little finicky, but you'll get a good feel for it as you keep trying it, because you just want to try to smack right into the door. Like that. There we go. Alright, now this room can be a bit troublesome because you either need two, or at least one really precise teleport to make it through here, or you'll have to do something else, and I'll show you what I mean. So basically, this room is a little troublesome because if you don't space this right, you're either going to accidentally teleport from the top of the stairs or going towards the bottom of the stairs because you need to stop in the middle. So if you do it too soon, or too late rather, it looks... Okay, never mind, that was actually just right. would scare me realistically in a run, because this is what it looks like normally. Like if we do it the right way, you go hit the door, no problem. If you didn't time it right and you tried stopping this one too late, oh my gosh, I'm actually trying to mess it up and I'm not messing it up. It's kind of funny. You would go like through the bottom of the stairs basically, like that. That's bad. If you stop it too soon, likewise, you'll end up going through the end of the stairs at the bottom. So, one way I've done it to feel more comfortable is I've approached a few more steps near the end, or rather the start of the staircase, and then I started doing it, and it feels a lot easier to get away with. Yeah, speaking of, every time you crash into something, you have to redirect yourself. So like, I press down to crash into the stairs, and then I have to press left to do that. Every time you have to readjust yourself for teleports, that can be dangerous, so just be a little cautious of that. And anyway, now we're gonna go through the bottom doors. We're pretty low on PSI, we don't want to get into any fights here, so we gotta be really careful. Okay, I crashed too soon, but anyway, check the piano. And yeah, this is pretty much the halfway point, or whatever. So now we'll want to use the Onyx look, which is this one right here. And we're gonna heal ourselves, and we're gonna revive Lloyd. Let me think. He should still... Okay, yeah, he has 6. Okay, good. I screwed up what I was supposed to do with the bread on the previous guide, but I'm gonna try really hard to not make that mistake on this one. Anyways, we're gonna teleport back to Easter, which is the third one right here. At least I think it is. I might have actually just picked the wrong one. I'm pretty sure yeah, oops. Okay, don't do that. I apologize. Do instead pick this one. The bottom one is Easter. My bad. I don't know how I managed to do that. Like, I totally should have recognized that text just because. But, yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this, I guess. I didn't really need to. I don't know why I'm being like this. It's not like I'm in a real run, and I would have made it to the end anyway. Okay, disregard that. I was gonna like heal and get my Psy back, but it doesn't matter. So from the point at which I spawned in here, at the point at which you spawn in, which is like somewhere around here, so you want to like turn around and then teleport to the exit. Now, from this point on, you're going to be teleporting throughout the swamp, all the way to Valentine's, all the way to the Matatoy caves, all the way from the caves to the lake. So, it's a lot of teleporting. This is very serious, so, you're going to practice these a lot. I personally have my own spots I like to crash at and continue from, but, as you practice it, you can try to find your own. I will say, the way I start this is kind of dumb because I've always favored this. There's a glitch with the music where if you teleport from one area over into another, the music from the previous area will play in the next, and I just do that because I like hearing the Easter theme a lot. You know, it's in between all of these teleports, but whatever. So I go out and I go straight up. This area is very dangerous, by the way. Do not try your best to avoid encounters. I'm gonna go ahead and save here just in case I mess up any of my teleports. I didn't really mess up any of them when I was showing the other guide, but just in case. So ooh, gosh, yeah, that can happen. That is not very cool. If that should happen to you, if that happens to you, warp. Especially if that happens to you before you reach the middle of the swamp where Pippi is, go ahead and like start over. You know, like leave here. Especially if Void dies, go back to Magicant with the hook, revive him, come back, start over. I'm gonna go ahead and reload my state though, since I don't want to like go through that. But yeah, that can happen sometimes. I do apologize. I think the best thing you could do is like open the menu before you step, just to try to influence off the enemies. But anyway, so yeah. Oh gosh, I thought I was actually going to do it, like teleport, but it's fine. You don't really need to teleport to the home, but you can. Okay, and at this point, here's where we're gonna start the strat. We're gonna chain bread back and forth to be able to preserve our size zone and to make our teleports last longer, I guess. But it's very important that Lloyd doesn't die or else it gets ruined. So we're gonna give this to Vincent. I'm gonna go ahead and give him 2 breads already since he has the room for it. We're gonna use one of them with Vincent. And we're gonna heal. Alright. And we're gonna approach over here like so. This is like the best way to line yourself up. We're gonna start teleporting. I'm gonna hold left. I'm gonna hold down and left. I'm gonna crash right here. Now, at this point, this teleport here is like the trickiest part, and I'm gonna show this exactly the way I showed it in the other guide. I'm gonna like put the mouse on screen. I'm gonna show you where you want to be starting at. It gets really tricky. So let's see. You're gonna wanna right here. You're gonna start teleporting left, and then right here we're gonna hold down. And then after you start holding down a little more around here, you're gonna hold down and right to try to make it through there. Really nice, but it's really tricky, and it's gonna take some practice to get. And even if the practice, you might end up crashing there a lot, and that path is really awful because it's just so narrow. It's not very cool, but just do what you can. So I'm gonna start teleporting. I'm gonna try to get it. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna keep trying just so I can show it off. Alright, that was pretty nice. I could have made it last a little longer, but I was okay with that enough to stop right there. Yeah, so teleport on... These aren't really the spots I want to hit, but they're basically close enough. I don't want to, like... You see, the tricky thing with teleporting is if you keep missing the spots that you're used to making, and you try to make up for it by trying to hit the next spot, you might risk teleporting because you're not doing the same distance as usual for, like, your muscle memory. So do try to be wise and keep in mind with where you, like, you know, where you're teleporting from. But also, try not to just crash so many times in a row into like so many short distance areas. I don't know, just try to find your place with your teleports. I do advise like crashing on this bridge though if possible, because it does help keep things a little more straightforward here. Alright, this is like my least favorite teleport, and it's the one I need to practice the most because it gets really confusing in this area, trying to crash into a tree up ahead. I assume that works. It's not really what I would have preferred. Like, I probably would have preferred crashing a little bit further back so I wouldn't be behind here like this. Because the more you have to do this, the riskier it gets. But as long as you can try to crash somewhere, like I said, I recommend watching what the top Japanese runner did. It was really impressive. So right here, you want to crash into like that one right here, the one I'm at now. Then go up and over to the water and crash here. Now at this point, we don't have enough psi to do another one, so gonna have Lloyd drop some bread, and we're gonna chain back. Now personally, I feel confident in making it to the next place, to the next like safety home where I can use my bread again. But otherwise, I would advise dropping one here so you can come back here. So this is my choice though. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. But yeah, I'm gonna use Lloyd's now. Gonna keep on going up. Gonna go around these trees and crash. That's kind of not really where you'd want to, but it's fine. As long as you like crash into the bridge here. Now this next teleport is a little tricky. We're gonna go up right after this sign, and we're gonna like try to get behind the trees. It can be pretty hard to do so, but we'll see. If you get stopped right there, that's fine too. It's really hard to switch between them in one teleport. Gonna crash there. Gonna try to crash here at this bridge, but sometimes it's a little hard to get to it. Okay, that's also fine. That's acceptable. So from the... Oh, I was... Dang. Okay, that was a little... Alright, I didn't like the way that felt. Alright. Gonna keep going down. Gonna crash, like, right here at the edge or the corner of where the water is. Gonna crash into the top of these trees here. Gonna crash right there at that corner where this little like it goes in right there. Gonna go down, gonna go straight right, crash there, and now we're gonna go over here and down there. All right. Good. This guy will give us a lot of medicine, which are life ups, and he's gonna give us. Or he's gonna let us rest here too. So we're gonna get the other bread to Ninten now. I'm gonna drop some with him, and let's see. I can grab up to 6 life ups now. 6 is all you need to complete the game, but you must make sure that you have exactly 6. Having more would be for comfort. I do recommend grabbing more though. So 1, 2, 3. I think that's 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. And the right one is rest. Okay, now this is another area that's very different on this version. You can see if you're used to the prototype, going to the right is not anywhere near where you need to go. The whole layout is different. So I'm just going to show you where to go instead. So we're going to start teleporting straight up. I kind of like teleporting through this area a little more than I do on the prototype, because it feels easier to get to. I think I'm supposed to go up. I don't know if it's up or down around these, but it's the same direction. Okay, it was down. Yeah. You don't get into an encounter zone until after this corner here, so be careful. Yeah, let's try to do teleports like these, I guess. They're fine. And like I said, it's really risky to just walk like that, but that's just what I do, I guess. Okay. Anyway. The paths in here are some of the hardest to teleport on because they're so narrow and they twist and turn like crazy. This room right here is, it looks really smooth when you travel through it just right, but it is really hard to do. You can do this on all, you can do this all in one teleport, going from this side to the other door, but it's pretty hard. So it's gonna go down, do this, do that. Getting around this corner is the hardest part, but I'm not gonna worry about trying to show it because I definitely don't have it I don't have it practiced in my muscle memory right now. It's just tricky regardless. Yeah. Oops. Okay. try really hard to not get into any encounters here, because this is like one of the most deadly areas for it to happen in. Oh wow. Okay, I always want to get this in one go. Like, this is a lot easier to do. Alright, please. Nice. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna drive myself crazy on this. Yeah. This is like the hardest hole to go down because it twists and turns wildly. It takes a while to get a good feel for it, and even then it's really hard to go down it cleanly. This part right here, you can oh wait, I ran out of PSI. Never mind. I was gonna say you can teleport through it, but yeah. Then I go ahead and drop those crumbs. Yeah. Drop these. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna do it right now, but you can teleport through that gap like that. But, it's a little tricky. Dang it. This path right here isn't as crazy as the one on the left. Still really easy for me to crash like that. Just practice it and you'll get good at it, I swear. And now if you've made it this far, congrats. Because here is another Scythe Stone. It's the only other one we get on this route. I'm gonna give this to Lloyd, because I think I meant to do that anyway. And, there. Alright. So this area has some tricky teleports, but they're really satisfying to get, so just do your best. Nice, good. You can go straight up the rope if you approach it from a distance. If you're right at the wall, and you try to turn off the rope, the game treats it as a wall, so you just crash right away, which is funny. Except, wait, I think that's true except for this case. Never mind, no, I'm not right at it. I always thought I was right at it, but I was wrong. Anyway, this one right here is a little special. You can go all the way up if you do it right. Oh man, it's really hard to align, but just keep practicing it until you get it. It'll look a lot better. Okay, like that. So you can do that with no risk. Don't worry about it if you feel like you're gonna teleport. Don't gotta stop. These next ones vary, it depends on where you stop, but just be careful to not extend your teleport too much, because I have killed runs before getting this far and then accidentally teleporting away, and it is the worst feeling, so... Oh gosh, that almost got out of hand. What I usually do is I either stop, like, right up here, or I stop right down here, but I think stopping where I did is better, because then you can stop here anyway. And from this point, you can teleport straight to the end. Oh gosh, that was more than I wanted to curve out, but here we are. So now that you're here, if you feel like it, you can save your game, or at least, you don't even have to save it, you can just update it so that you respawn here, because this is the last part of the game where you'll need to be at. Yeah, I was kind of trying to think about what I was going to say next, but basically, yeah, if you made it this far, you're doing really good. You just gotta worry about a little bit more RNG, but you should be able to finish your run from this point on. Teleporting up here. This corner looks a little tricky, but it's not really that awful. And crash near the boat, and then get on it. And here we are. Alright, okay, come on, Dad. Dad will call. He does that about 2 hours into your playthrough. It's usually like around an hour and 56 minutes if you don't have any kind of segment breaks, like if you didn't like turn off the game or anything, like to reset. But yeah. So yeah, it's just a little bit of a scroll. At least you get to enjoy the music here, I guess. It's nice. It's one of my favorite tracks in the game. Although I really love a lot of the music in this game, honestly. But its ambience is really nice. So in this room, we're gonna go up this ladder here. And we're gonna check Eve. Now, in my opinion, if you let Void level up earlier in the run, here's where I think it's probably a problem. Because it's like, you want Void to die right now, like right away, so that he doesn't steal more experience from you. Because this is the most important grind, and wow, okay, if you get one move like this, you are unlucky. There's no way you can prevent Void leveling up here. And, yeah, so, I'm gonna try pretty hard to get that to not happen. I'm gonna try to like do states to get like a perfect fight before Void dies. Preferably. But yeah. I just can't seem to not get one move. This exact same thing happened on my previous guide for the US version. Okay, here we go. If you get 3 of them, you're doing a little better. What you want to do is on the first turn, you want to guard with Ninten and then use auto with Void, but deselect auto immediately, and Eve will take out one of them. Now, you're going to pray that the mooks aren't totally useless and that one of them will kill Void. And they have failed you. So, if there's 2 left, if you encounter 2 in the first place, or if there's 2 left now, with Ninten, what you'll want to do is you'll want to select the warp, and with Void, you want to select auto. So that way, if this mook here doesn't kill Void right now, then, yeah, okay. I think he stole something from me. I don't know what. Okay, never mind, he did something else. That sound effect is really weird, I don't know what it is most of the time, whenever it happens, but... yeah, that's fun. So, that happens. Yeah, if you just can't avoid letting Void level up before he dies, then... I don't know, that's just how it is, but if you can, then try your best. It makes a really big difference the less time he's alive for, because Eve will usually just kill everything, and it's like, well, I couldn't really have a chance to let Void die. Like, it's really hard to die. Especially in a case like this, it's like, what am I supposed to do about that? Because you can't teleport right now to avoid these encounters. Now, like, the higher up you go, the more dangerous the enemies are, so the more likely they are to kill them. Especially now, if you get this fight, Void is 100% guaranteed to die just because of the robot exploding. So I would say that still sucks, though, if you got this far, and he actually, like, leveled up now, and had more health, like, when he revives, but I don't think it matters too much, I guess, in this version. But, anyway, yeah, this is like auto with Void, after selecting guard with Ninten. But, yeah. Okay, good. And now select guard with Ninten, auto with Void. Always select guard pretty much with Ninten in the majority of these fights. Because, like, you know, obviously you want Ninten to stay alive as long as possible. Because guarding reduces all damage in half. Exactly. I don't know if I mentioned that during this guide yet. But anyway, now that we're going up the mountain, we are on our way to, we're gonna get a pendant that will protect us from all elements. So from PK Fire, Freeze, and Thunder. PK Beam doesn't have any kind of thing that prevents it, but you can guard against it, and you can also use Side Shield against it. When Side Shield also halves all damage in half. And it doesn't completely nullify damage if you use both a guard and the Side Shield, but what it will do instead is it basically makes you take like 1/4 of the damage or something like that. So a very small portion of it. But yeah. Wait, I just realized something. I don't think I used the breadcrumbs again. I forgot to. I had those breadcrumbs because I meant to use them for going back one last time before I went into the lake to get another life up cream. But it's not that big a deal, honestly. As long as you have 6, you're good. Having like 7 or 8 is just a, like I said, for comfort. So let me see. In that case, I can just drop this bread right now. Because it's not going to work. I can also drop the one in Lloyd's bag. Gonna grab the pendant. C pendant, I believe it is. Equip it. Alright. And now that it's equipped, it's gonna make a good difference, because this fight, honestly, against these robots, it's scary if Eve kills the explosive one first, because it'll do a good amount of damage to Ninten, but then also the other robot actually gets a chance to possibly hit you, and you can take a lot of damage and possibly die, so like, you know, that's not good. I really hate when Eve doesn't target the right one. But yeah. Anyways, we're good. Something I want to state about the enemies up here, it's a lot better. Okay, so the enemies that give the most amount of experience and order are a group of 4 Starmen up here. The female robot and the explosive robot, and then oh wow, we got lucky. Okay. I'm still... Okay, I have so many things to talk about with that, but, jeez, I can't believe that happened on both times. Anyway. And then the mooks, down at the lake, 3 of them give the 3rd most amount of experience. But anyway, what just happened there is we got a super bomb drop from the Star Miner. That is a very lucky drop, because in the Famicom version here, you can't buy super bombs, and it's what changes the route when you get to the dragon. The dragon in all Famicom categories can kill your run easily because he is very, very rough and uncooperative. The only way to get around it is to pray to have good luck to get a drop from the Star Miner, in which case Lloyd can then use it like how he does in the GBA and NES versions. So that was super lucky. I kind of always pray for that to happen whenever I'm on this version. But yeah. Anyways, we need to get to level 24 before we can progress on past here. Because what we're gonna do, we're gonna fight the big robot at the top once we have just enough experience to make it to level 25 off of it, which is at like 1383. So we got a bit of a ways to go. I'm hoping that we get like a group of Starmen so I can show like how good they are. Because the group of Starmen will give you like 1,000 points. Oh, we got him. Okay, good. It would have been wiser to have my health up more because sometimes they can target Ninten and that gets very dangerous, even with guarding like that. I could probably die for this. Okay. I got lucky. I don't. It's not a case like this where I would question if I put it into my actual inventory, which I didn't for whatever reason. If I hit one of the medicines in here, so I could use it now to avoid dying in the middle of the fight, but otherwise just gonna hope that I don't get hurt. Because when you're not guarding, you know, obviously it's really dangerous because there's a chance for you to get hit, and you'll take way more damage than you need to. Oh, very unlucky. I regret that. I think I'll try to heal myself at the start. I don't think I'm gonna get hit. I don't remember what happened on the first turn. Okay, no, that was a bad idea. Okay, I'm gonna... Basically, don't do what I did. Make sure you have, like, over 100 health when you're on the top. I was not paying attention. This is not working out in my favor, so I kind of regret that, but I'll probably be fine. But yeah, don't do that. Well, in this case, obviously I'm fine now, but that was still very risky. I've killed runs before like that. Anyway. So yeah, keep your health high, but you see, they gave a lot of experience there, so... Risky, but worth it. Getting the level up twice off of that. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I have a lot to heal, so... Just keep it high, keep it over like 110, and you'll probably be fine. Alright, nice. Nice. Even though it was only one enemy, I still sometimes pick guard over auto. Because it's not much effort to just go right to auto anyway. I mean to guard anyway, because it's basically the same as just picking auto. But also because there's usually a rare chance that sometimes E will miss hitting the enemy, in which case it can be a little dangerous if you weren't guarding, in the event that the enemy decides to attack you. Alright. We're getting there. Alright. Gonna keep on. Nice. I'm hoping one of them does PK Beam Gamma so we can see it reflect off of Minton's badge. But sometimes they'll target Eve with that. Alright, not a problem. See, some of the fights are not really threatening at all, but then other ones are. It's like, okay. Nice. That was a Psystone drop, I believe. Yeah. I mean, I guess. You don't really need to have so many. I mean, in the end, the bag should be emptying soon. I've used it a ton. But, yeah. Nice. Very close. So, like I said earlier, we need 1,300 experience points. Oh. Yeah, it would also be a good idea to pay attention, you know? I do that a lot, even in rounds. Like, after some point, I just kind of assume I'm not really getting hit that much, so I stop paying attention to my health. But yeah, it is very dangerous. Alright, that should have been the last one, I believe. Yeah, and now you'll just be using Life Up instead. But, oh wow, this is really good. If your stats get this high, that is very great to have 155 health at 24. Because, like, the normal for, like, the average, like, sometimes your health can be, like, at 140 exactly at 25, which is a little scary, because for the final fight, the higher it is, the better. And this is already like way better than the average, so I wouldn't be surprised if I don't get a life up increase or like on the next level up. But yeah. Anyway, at 24, I kind of get a little closer to the top where the robot will be. Hopefully I'll be able to show the path I walk up there before I end up leveling up. Okay. So from like around here to... Alright. Just about. Come on. So from like this point right here and like on over here, I kind of just walk back and forth, and I'm about at the level I need to be. I just need like literally oh wait, yeah, I literally need like 30 more points, so I'll end up getting it. I'll be a little over, but then I can go into the fight right away. Okay. Yeah, this is all good. Here we go. Now, against this bot, it's honestly a lot of RNG. What needs to happen is Eve needs to be hit like 3 times. But I've had a lot of cases, sometimes where I lost time because of Eve avoiding it like 10 times in a row or something dumb like that. It's really annoying. There we go, one time. So yeah, it's just this, back and forth. 2, and then 1 more should be it. Come on, Eve. Evasion too high. Oh my gosh, Eve, please. Oh my gosh, please. Yeah, this kind of thing exists. There we go. There we go. Alright, bye. So yeah. And now we're at the last level we'll reach. Yeah, I figured that was gonna happen with my HP, which is totally fine. Now walk back slowly and carefully to Eve and check her. And yeah. Now at this point, what you'll want to do next is teleport to Thanksgiving. So that will be the bottom one right here, or the one right below the top one. It's a little rough to do it here. Yeah, it's really hard to do it here. If needed, you might need the teleport to Magicant first, and then teleport over. But yeah. If you die right now, it's not the biggest deal, but still. This is a little much. don't remember how I've done it before. I'm pretty sure I do it from right here, or did I always go to, that was almost it. It gets really tricky. Oh my gosh, if I could, like, if I could just keep myself a little more straight. Come on, so from, okay, let's say you start right here. And then, yeah. Okay, if you can't get it like me, then just use the Onyx hook. And the best way to set it up from right here is to go into the corner and align yourself with the wall. And then you can teleport. Really tricky. Okay. So now, let me tell you. I'll show you the way that you would do the dragon without the super bomb, because it's very deadly. But it's the only way you can usually do it, unless if you get lucky. The chances of it dropping, though, are like 1 in 16th, I believe, or something like that. But anyway, so yeah, if you're gonna withdraw like 3. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I keep using the Sly Stone. I did that earlier too. It's right here. I'm gonna withdraw 3,000. Go to the top 4. Let me see, what is in my inventory, because I might need to clear it out now. Yeah, it's pretty full, so, and we need like 4 of these, so I'm gonna need to throw away this. That's 1 Sly Stone gone. Another Sly Stone gone. You honestly don't really need the Sly Stones anymore, so you can throw them all away if you got an extra one. You can also throw away your Franklin badge. That's not important either anymore. You can throw away everything that's not the Onyx Hook and the key in the inventory, or your cash card, but anyway, but yeah. Buy the rope, which is the one at the bottom. Buy 4 of them. At the most, get 4. It's at least probably what you can reasonably carry. You could carry another, of course, if you, like, you know, scrap one more of the, stones, but I'm just gonna keep it anyway. But yeah. Now, you're gonna want to pray, that's enough. The dragon likes to be really trollish, and yeah, so we'll see. Now we're gonna use the Onyx Hook. We need to, well, where are we at? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and heal Ninten too. We're gonna heal Ninten and we're gonna revive, Lloyd. Of course, the Mother series is almost always relevant, like, if you look anywhere where you'll, like, find the fandom, everybody always talks about it like crazy. Whether it's 1, 3, or 2. But, yeah, so we're teleport this way. I think the teleports here are probably my favorite part. Well, one of my favorite things about this category that's different from, the prototype, where you don't really teleport that much. Also, that was really dumb. Didn't mean to go up like that. We're gonna go down. I cannot read Japanese, I just have everything memorized. Go right, left, left, right. I finished the game like 13 times casually before I started running it in English. So for one, I was already very familiar with all the menus and stuff, and then secondly, speedrunning it in English helped me run it in Japanese too. Oh gosh, that was almost a mistake. You want to crash around here. You want to continue and go down and crash there. Continue down the hall. I think I'm going the right way. I might have taken the wrong turn. No, I think I'm going the right way. Okay. And this is the reason why I honestly, in this version, I would hold on to a stone, because it takes a while to get to the dragon, and you might need a lot of Psi for this. So at this point, if you did hold on to a stone, good. And go ahead and use it. Oops. And, yeah, okay. So I'm gonna check it. It's not glitchy. It might just be the way that it's captured. Capturing NES footage on a console is really, it's really hard to do in high quality without investing a lot of money into it, and so my capture is pretty It's pretty much the lowest quality you can get. Well, no, there's actually worse. But anyway, my point is that if you're talking about the screen wobbling back and forth like that, that's just the way it is. I can't fix it until like I invest more money, and I don't really have the money for it right now. But anyway, that aside, the dragon here, you're gonna want to hit it with a rope. And then with Void, I guess you just do nothing, you auto, whatever. You're gonna want to pray that you hit it with the rope first, and that it doesn't escape from the rope on that turn. And okay, it's still bound. So next, what you'll do... Oh boy, what do you do? I know you use defense up, you also use offense up. So defense up is the one on the right here. Offense up is the one on the left. So we're gonna use this. At least I think that's the right ones. It should be. I hope I'm correct. Okay, he escaped from the rope. Anytime you see that message with the word rope in it, or with this text, you want to use it again. And sometimes he can just escape from the rope, like, immediately one after the other, and it is the most horrible thing. Alright, so, like, defense up twice, offense up twice. He broke away from the rope again. Alright, yeah. This is looking nice. Yeah, the dragon kills a lot of runs. Oh boy, who'd he hit? He hit me. That's nice. That is still a lot of damage for what that was worth. Yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. And now you just want to start hitting him. I think he has like 600 health or something. If he breaks free, he can do a lot of things that are really awful. Damn. If you can, man, this fight just gets so out of hand. So use this again. Alright. So yeah. I think he should almost be dead. Oh my gosh, please. How much health does he have? I legit don't even know. Well, okay, so that's basically what a good fight would be, if you're lucky. Void would level up here. I guess that's okay. I don't know, it wastes a little bit of time. If you can, possibly, let Void die. Or honestly, don't even revive him. I don't even know why I revived him. I think it was only because I did have the, Super Bomb, which is a very rare occurrence. So if you do get the Super Bomb by chance, this fight can be over much, much quicker. You use a rope with Ninten, and then you use the Super Bomb with Void, just like how you would in any other version. And that's it. Now, preferably Void would die, but still, like, whatever, I guess. Like, if you do this and Void levels up, then that is still, like, the least of your worries for how much time you just saved overall against the dragon. But I guess if you don't have the Super Bomb, don't revive Void. Because it's not like the dragon will ever just target Void. The dragon mostly uses Psy that hits everybody together. But anyways, after that, check it. And on the Famicom version, wait, am I missing something? Oh, wait, I'm missing another melody? What? I'm a big idiot right now. What did I miss? Oh, wait. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Okay, that should be the last melody, and then not melody, and then Queen Mary should remember the final one. Okay, I think I just made a mistake. I think when I loaded one of those states earlier when I was practicing, when I was trying to get to the teleport to happen, I think I didn't save state after... I didn't save state after... Damn it. After getting Eve's melody, which is very terrible, honestly. If that happens to you, which it shouldn't, basically... Okay, I'm gonna have to waste time in this, and I apologize for that. That is really lame. Oh boy. Yeah, realistically that would waste a lot of time. Like, I don't think I have any idea how much time I'm looking at. A good thing you can't do this in a run. But yeah, here's what I'll do. When I upload this, I'm going to put I'll put like a timestamp on it for this mistake, and I'll just tell you to skip ahead to the fight with Geek after after you get back to Mary, because that is a very big blunder on my part. I gotta go all the way through here again. It's fun, right? Yeah, everybody here gets to just see this, I guess. But yeah. Dang it. I guess this is also why it's a good example of why it's really important to practice your teleports. I don't feel unconfident in being able to get back up to where I was. It's just the fact that I'm more so annoyed that I have to do this. But it was honestly, it was a pretty honest mistake, you know? Like, I forgot all about having done that save state the way I did it. Nice. Well, I'll just first try on that. I mean, I guess this is good practice for me. I can do all these teleports and stuff. So there's a positive. Oops, not going the right way though. Don't focus on the negatives, look at the positives, right? Oh my gosh, go Nintendo. Oh yeah, you know what? Dang, I didn't even mention this in the other guide. I probably totally should have. I didn't think about it until right now, so I'm faced with this issue. Well, I guess, damn, I guess it, okay, I should at least mention this too. It is a wise idea to stop in Valentine's over here, in case if you'll end up dying on your way up the mountain the first time, the only time you should be going up it, because I just remembered I do this the risky way where I don't stop at Valentine. So if I if I have to respawn lower down the mountain because something went wrong, then if something went wrong, then that would kill so much time, because you'd have to do what I'm doing right now, where you'd have to start back from Easter and go through the swamp. But if you were just in, if you stopped in Valentine at all, which would be like walking up to like the live house, at least that far into town, oops, then you could like, you could avoid doing this the punishing way. And I totally didn't mention that in the previous guide. I kind of wish annotations were like a thing still on YouTube, so I could add that over the other one. But whatever, I guess. I guess while I'm here, I'll just grab another life up too. Like, why not, right? Like, sure. Nice. Damn it, come on. So I have teleported up the mountain a few times before, but not very regularly, since there's not really many real occurrences where it'll happen in any kind of run, and I haven't really done so casually. Not too many times, at least. But yeah, almost back where I was. I'm glad I'm able to recover it so quickly. Before I even, like, thought about using this, going back up the mountain without Eve, to me, would be like a nightmare. Just to think about. Come on. Okay, mistake over. That never happened. Okay, there we go. But yeah. Yeah, something else I find interesting about this version, well, obviously, Mary remembers the final melody after you get the first 7, which should have been on, no, should have been on the dragon, but my bad. Yeah, please. What I like about this is that when you get here, she calls out the names of everybody. She's like Ninten, Anna, Teddy, Lloyd, whatever. I just find that to be a little nice touch. I'll sleep when I want, okay? Which is right after this. Okay, now that you're here, be warned, there's no, like, inside of the, there's no path in here. As soon as you enter, it's the fight, so if you're going to do your swapping and stuff, make sure you do it before this point. So I'm gonna drop this. I'm gonna drop almost everything right here. Hit at least 6 into Nintendo's hands, but if you have more and you would feel more comfortable with more, then go ahead and do that. Put like 7 or 8 in there. Oh wait, I ran out of space. I gotta put these 2. So yeah, like the third option is give, the fourth is drop, the second is eat, and then the first is use. And it's a little odd not having the extra one on the menu on items. Because I used to think that the last one was check, and I tried to check something in Japanese that was like somewhat important, and I just dropped it, and I was like, oh, well damn, okay. But anyway, onto this fight. So the first thing I want to do is go tab over 1, go to the bottom right one, that's side shield. Make sure you use that first. On Nintendo, the top one. Honestly, it may have been smarter from the start to have named Lloyd at least a different character that was right next to the starting one, but I just kind of rushed it, which is what you do in the other categories. But anyway, beyond the point, yeah, exactly. Yeah, good. So you do that. Then you tab over to where most of the PSI has been. And I'm really glad they're all on the same menu too, because it makes everything so much easier. So anyway, go to this one, which is speed up or whatever, quick up. Or it probably has an entirely different name in Japanese anyway. So you want to use that at least twice, I'd say. To really make sure you outspeed Geek, because otherwise you will die for sure. Anyway, at this point, I know it looks crazy, but you're going to want to defend. You're going to keep defending until you're forced to heal. Around now, I'd say you'd have to heal, because if you're defending even this, you will probably die. So go ahead and use one of these. And then just keep defending. Honestly, something I kind of want to experiment with, because the only thing I've seen other than defending here was by one of the newer Japanese runners who did 80%, who instead of defending on every turn, he instead used life up, which kind of just traded damage. Like, his health kind of stayed in the same place the whole time, but I'm used to this. But anyway, you can pay attention to how many times Geek has to talk before you can sing, or you can look in the bottom right where sing is now an option. It wasn't there before, so you can go ahead and just use it. Pattern to this fight is to go like sing, sing, heal, sing, sing, heal, sing, sing, heal until you sing 11 times. But if you go about it this way, where like you're kind of in the middle of needing the heal, you're gonna want to like sing once and then heal. But ideally, you would probably only need to use 4 life ups or 4 medicines for this fight. I mean, at this point, but we'll see. Definitely need it now, of course. So that's one. Third sing, gonna move on to the second heal and in the mix. Well, technically, okay, if your health, if you get a damage roll like that, you're pretty lucky. I think that's mostly due to having higher health than usual, though. If you're over 50, if you're 50 or over, you can go ahead and do another sing. If you're ever like under 50, then make sure you heal, because your chances of like surviving are really low. Because, like, at most, he'll do, like, 45. Ah, heck. I hope it goes well for you. Maybe, after this. So I've kind of lost track of how many times I've sung. When you see that his text is just a bunch of exclamation marks, the first time you see that, you're on the 8th one, and then the next time you see that, it's like the 11th. But it doesn't really matter too much anyway if you're not counting, as long as you're like not gonna die. Oh, I know, I know. But yeah, because like I said before, the timing for this is JRTA, so it's not gonna end until after the credits go. Until after when you see to be continued, as soon as it prints out fully, that's when time ends. Okay, that was the 8th one. Now, if you healed before like the oh wait, I miscounted, but if you heal like before the 9th one, then you could probably just do the last one right afterwards without having to heal again. Because you just do 9, 10, 11, and you'll likely not die. But if you're like miscounting, then well, I'm sorry. So there we go. Match through this text here. Yeah, okay. And now there's not really much left to do but just to watch the credits. You do, however, once it gets to the very end, you have to make an A or B input in order for it to be continued to display. But yeah, at that point though, you're pretty much good. Yeah, it is worse, isn't it? This version doesn't have like a very defined ending. Actually, this is Patrick. Okay, so at this point, it's about done. Right after the Nintendo logo shows up, just press A and B here. Right after it stops scrolling. And after the text prints out, that is time. Yeah, that's it, right there. So that's where you would end timing, and after that you would have successfully finished no breadcrumb glitch. So if you happen to endure it and make it that far, then congrats. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut the recording on this.